Hey, Brandon, I know that when you think about sort of a preseason camp and an offense getting ready for a season, the passing game, so much of it is based on timing and getting everybody on the same page. Have y'all had issues doing that because so many guys have been in and out of the lineup?
I wouldn't say we've had issues doing that. I think we've done a great job of filling in where we need to fill in, and also with that playing at a high level. So I think that everybody in the receiver core, they come to practice every day ready to go. So therefore, like let's say a receiver drops down, there's no drop off in the level of play. Everybody's playing hard. Everybody's so that kind of allows us to have the same kind of timing, just in case maybe somebody's out for whatever reason.
We'll go to David Pascal, followed by Jimmy Himes.
Hey, Brandon, when Coach Pruitt the other day mentioned 44 players being out, obviously that's a pretty staggering number. What has the team morale kind of been like these past few days, given that number? And has this hurt the momentum of this program that was being built in any way, shape, or form?
I say the team morale has been high. And I don't think it's really hurt. What we have going. Um, like I said, I feel like we kind of knew what we were getting into during this pandemic, and we kind of knew that okay, at certain periods of time, different people may be out for X reasons. So I feel like everybody was ready for it. I think the team morale is high because I just think everybody was ready for things that may happen.
Jimmy? Hey, Jimmy, you have to unmute your line.
Brandon, talk a little bit about how these freshmen may have pushed you a little bit and how they're pushing the wide receiver core. And secondly, what have you seen out of Jarrett Garantano where you think may be better than he was a year ago?
Okay, so as far as the freshmen goes, all the freshmen, they look really good. I mean, the future is super bright for all the freshmen. As far as pushing us, they're pushing us to, compete on a high level every day. Also, they're challenging our leadership because, with freshmen comes a certain level of leadership. You have to be able to bring young guys along, show them the ropes, teach them the right way to go about certain things. And I really think the future is really bright for all the freshmen that came in. And as far as Jared, Jared he's become such a great leader amongst the team. He has the respect of everybody on the team. And I just can't wait to see what he does this season.
All right, we'll go to Brent Hubbs, followed by Mike Wilson.
Brandon, I'm curious as to, I know this offseason's been different, but you've not played football in a year. What's that been like for you mentally? And secondly, how do you think you're a better football player? What did you really focus on this past year to get ready for this senior season?
As far as sitting out for a year, like, how can I say this? It wasn't fun sitting back and watching, my teammates go to battle every game last season. But now that I'm in it and now that we're getting so close to game time, like I'm just excited. Like I can't wait to go. And I think that time off really just helped me take a step back and look at the game from the outside in, so to speak. And it really allowed me to kind of get my game in order as far as like mentally, really mentally. Working on the physical aspect as well. Routes. I mean, there's just so much you can never stop working in the game of football. There's so much you can do to improve yourself, whether it be mentally or physically. So I just been working all around this game.
Mike?
Yeah, Brandon, I was curious how you've seen Bryce Thompson and Alontae Taylor grow over the course of the last year or so, and what's it like to go up against those guys now compared to when they got here 2 years ago?
Oh man, it's crazy to see their growth. I say those are really just really smart players. So I mean, they're pointing out different things, and you just love to see their growth because right now, like the way they're looking, they look like some of the top DBs in the country. So it's been cool to go up against those guys every day and just to watch their improvement up close. It's been really cool to see.
We'll go to Ryan Shumpert, followed by Patrick Brown.
Hey, Brandon, you talked a little bit about being a leader on this team. How kind of challenging has that been to keep everyone focused on what they can focus on when there are so many outside variables in this fall camp?
I wouldn't say it's been too challenging just because I feel like everybody came in to camp, with the right mindset, I think that goes a long way. So it hasn't really been too challenging for guys in the leadership role, just because I feel like everybody kind of has their head on straight and they know what goal we're trying to reach.
Hey, Brandon, you kind of touched on a little bit too. From a leadership standpoint, how do you have to go about things differently, knowing that you've got guys that are watching you, that are leaning on you, that are trying to find out what you know and kind of take what you can give them? How do you have to kind of change your approach, whether it's on the field, off the field, just on a daily basis, knowing that you have to kind of fill that role?
You just really have to be conscious of how you may carry yourself, and like you said, you are being watched at all times. So you do have to be conscious of how you carry yourself, what kind of effort you're giving, and you can't really tell anybody to do anything you're not doing yourself. So that's one thing, you kind of have to lead by example as well as being a motivator.
We'll go to Wes Rucker and then back to Jimmy Himes.
Brandon, how much, if any, different are you as a player from the last time we've seen you play in games? I know we saw you play a little bit early last season, and you made a couple plays, and we've seen you play before. But what has anything about your game changed since maybe early last season?
I would say just my confidence level. That's probably the number one thing. I'm so excited just to get back out there and play, man. It's just I can't wait.
Does some of that maybe come from sitting back and watching a little bit, or does it just come from kind of the you get kind of maybe twitchy a little bit when you're not out there playing?
Nah, I would say a lot of that comes from sitting back and watching a little bit. You look at things from a different standpoint where you're not actually in it, and maybe sitting back and looking at other guys, you may be able to realize, okay, like this works, maybe this works, different things like that. So I really think sitting back for a little while definitely kind of helped me improve my game.
Brandon, we've seen high schools playing for a month. We've seen a number of college games already. The NFL started Thursday night. How eager are you to get on the field and play a football game?
Super eager, especially now that, like you said, we've seen some games being played, and you see that they can be played, during this time. So I'm super excited to get back out there.
We'll go to Rick Russo and then to Eric Kane.
Hey, Brandon, a couple questions. What's your concern level at this point with players being out, players coming back, that Tennessee can indeed field a competitive team on the 26th against South Carolina? And then did you watch last night's game and see the limited crowd, and what were your impressions or thoughts about seeing a stadium with so very little people in it?
Okay. I'm confident. I'm confident I'll be ready by the time the game rolls around. Like I said, everybody has the right mindset, so it's kind of like a next man up mindset, and people have learned to be adaptable to play different positions, offense, defense. So I'm confident we'll be more than ready come the 26th. And yeah, I did see the game last night, and it was pretty cool to see some fans out there. Obviously players, we kind of feed off of the energy from the crowd and the fans, but I mean with today's climate, it's kind of like it is what it is kind of situation. And so yeah, it is what it is. But if they allow any fans to come, like, I'm cool with that.
Eric?
Hey, Brandon, you've been in this program for quite a while now. How much different is the program now compared to when you stepped foot? And if so, is it better? And how is it better?
Oh man, that's a heavy question. Just different coaching styles. I've seen a lot of coaches like come and go through this program, and I'm not going to say any coach is better than another. Just a bunch of different styles. And Coach Pruitt is a great coach. I mean, we love him, and I love what he's doing with the team, and just can't wait to get back on.
Last two questions. We'll go to Patrick Brown and then close with Austin Price.
Brandon, you kind of touched on this, but your decision to redshirt, obviously the short term was you had to kind of sit and watch last season. I guess the long term is you getting to play this year, maybe have a little bit better opportunity. Is that how you viewed it at the time, and sort of looking back at it now, almost a year out, kind of how do you review that decision, and do you feel confident that it's going to turn out to be the right one for you?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely confident it will turn out to be the right decision for me. It wasn't just a decision for myself. It was a decision for my team. I felt like I'd be better suited to help my team out this year, and I don't regret anything. So pretty excited.
Austin?
Brandon, you mentioned a minute ago guys playing offense and defense and adjusting on the fly. If you had to play another position, what would you be comfortable playing?
Any receiver position on the field, I can play it. So I'm cool with everything.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, guys.